On one side of the garden, a small plant sits covered in tiny insects. The leaves look tired. Some are curling at the edges. A careful gardener has already sprayed it with neem oil. Not once, but several times over the past week. And yet, the pests are still there, slowly moving across the stems. Now, just a few steps away, there is another plant. It had a similar problem just days ago. The leaves were dotted with the same insects. But today, the leaves look calmer. Cleaner. The pests are almost gone. And the only thing used on this plant was a very simple kitchen spray that cost just a few cents. It feels a bit backward, doesn't it? We often expect the stronger, more expensive option to work faster. But here, the opposite seems to be happening. If this feels confusing, you're not alone. Many gardeners notice this at some point and wonder what they might be doing wrong. But the truth is, you're not doing anything wrong. There is a reason behind this difference. And once you see it, it changes the way you care for your plants in a very calm and simple way. Before explaining why this happened, it helps to understand what most of us naturally expect when we deal with garden pests. Many gardeners believe that a stronger product will give faster results. It makes sense. If something costs more, or is labeled as powerful, it should work quickly. So when pests appear, the first instinct is to reach for something that feels reliable and strong. Neem oil is often chosen for this reason. It has a good reputation. It is natural. And it has been used for a long time. So when it does not seem to work right away, it can feel disappointing. But pest control is not only about strength. It is also about timing, method, and how pests actually behave. Sometimes, a product that works slowly can still be very effective over time. And sometimes, a simple method can bring faster visible changes, even if it seems less powerful at first. This is where a small shift in understanding begins. Instead of asking, "What is the strongest spray?" it can help to ask, "What is happening to the pests right now?" When you begin to look closely, you may notice small patterns. Pests do not behave randomly. They respond to their environment. In the early morning, you might see them more active on the undersides of leaves. In the afternoon heat, some may hide or slow down. After watering, certain pests move differently, especially if the leaves stay damp. Smell also plays a quiet role. Some insects are drawn to certain scents, while others avoid them completely. These small observations may seem simple, but they slowly change how you respond. Instead of reacting with stronger sprays, you begin to notice when and why pests appear. This is often the moment when things start to improve. A gardener might try a very gentle soap spray, not expecting much. But within a day or two, something changes. The pests begin to disappear from the leaf surfaces. The plant looks a little more relaxed. It feels like a small discovery. Not dramatic, but noticeable. And this is where the first simple method comes in. A mild soap spray works in a quiet way. It does not rely on strong chemicals or heavy treatment. Instead, it affects the outer layer of soft-bodied insects. This makes it harder for them to stay attached and continue feeding. The key here is gentleness. A few drops of mild liquid soap mixed in water is often enough. It is not about soaking the plant or spraying again and again. A light, even mist, especially on the undersides of leaves, can be enough to make a difference. When used carefully, it does not harm the plant. But it changes the environment just enough to discourage pests. Many gardeners feel unsure the first time they try this. It may seem too simple. But that simplicity is part of why it works well in certain situations. Then comes another quiet approach. One that works through scent rather than contact. Some kitchen ingredients have strong natural smells that pests do not like. Garlic is one example. When mixed gently with water and strained well, it creates a light spray that alters the scent around the plant. The goal here is not to kill pests directly. It is to make the plant less inviting. You may notice that after a few uses, pests begin to move away or avoid certain areas. It is a softer approach. But for many plants, it can be enough to reduce the problem over time. Again, this is not about force. It is about changing the conditions in a small, steady way. There is also a third approach that is even simpler. Sometimes, a plain water rinse or a very mild baking soda mixture is used to gently clean the leaf surface. This helps remove residue, dust, and small pest clusters. It may not seem like a treatment at all. But in many cases, it supports the plant's natural ability to recover. When leaves are clean and breathing properly, they respond better. They grow stronger. And pests often find it harder to settle again. This is where many gardeners pause and wonder. If these simple methods can bring quick visible changes, then why does neem oil sometimes feel slow? The answer becomes clear when you look at how neem oil works. Neem oil does not usually act immediately on visible pests. Instead, it affects their life cycle. It can interfere with how pests grow, feed, and reproduce. This means the results are often delayed. You may not see a sudden drop in pest numbers right away. But over time, their population begins to reduce. So in a way, neem oil is working quietly in the background. While simple sprays may show faster surface results, neem oil supports longer-term control. If this felt confusing, that's very common. It is simply a difference in how each method works. And once you understand this, you can choose based on what your plant needs at that moment. There is another factor that gently shapes all of this. And that is the environment. Plants do not live in the same conditions everywhere. In warm and humid areas, pests often multiply faster. Moisture can make certain sprays more effective, but it can also increase pest activity. In dry climates, sprays may evaporate quickly. This can reduce their effect unless applied at the right time of day. Morning and evening are often the calmest times. The sun is softer. The leaves are not stressed. This allows sprays to settle more gently and work more effectively. Even a small shift in timing can change the results. This is why one method may work well in one garden but feel less effective in another. It is not a failure. It is simply a difference in conditions. With all of this in mind, there is one gentle caution that is worth remembering. It is easy to think that more spraying will solve the problem faster. But plants can become stressed if treated too often or too heavily. Leaves may become sensitive. Edges may burn slightly if sprays are too strong or applied under direct sun. So it helps to move slowly. To observe between each step. A light spray, followed by a day or two of watching, often gives clearer results than repeated treatments. This also makes the process more comfortable. There is no need for daily effort or constant adjustment. Just small actions, followed by quiet observation. And over time, this leads to a very simple realization. Healthy gardening is not about doing more. It is about noticing more. When you step back and watch how your plant responds, you begin to understand its needs more clearly. You see when pests appear. You notice how they react. And you learn which small changes make the biggest difference. If you're comfortable sharing, I'm curious how often you check your plants during the week. Not to fix anything, just to observe. Sometimes, even that small habit can change everything. In the end, the garden becomes less about effort and more about awareness. And often, the most helpful thing you can do is simply give your plant a little time, a little attention, and a gentle environment to recover. Because sometimes, the garden improves not when we do more, but when we quietly step back and observe.